What's up? I'm back. Part 2. Old Modena Road. Link to where I started this little adventure in the description box. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's a bump there. Turns out I got plenty of room on the phone. I forgot earlier I dumped a bunch of videos off of it that I don't know if I'll upload or not. I wonder where that goes. Oh well. Not right now. We're going this way. That one looks like a long one over there. I very well might know where it goes, but I just never tried it because it gets rough. There's another way onto it. Whoop. I steered well. I looked that way. I steered left. Oops. My body movement pulled the wheel over. Yeah. That's why you don't do that stuff when you're driving on the highway. Always look forward. I don't know. Some people might have more room to turn, you know. Move their body around and look at things. I gotta be kind of cautious. I'm right up to the wheel here, kind of. A bit of a rough spot. I'm not sure if I've tried this one out or not yet. Anyway. I may have, you know. It's been a long time since I've tried other roads around the area, but sometimes I go back onto them again and check them out. See other roads that are connected to them. But today I gotta be cautious with my fuel. I don't have a whole lot. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of money. Supplies were kind of expensive, and that's how it goes. You know how it is. Life. We enjoy it anyway. Right now I'm realizing I wasted money on, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to cut down on the Mountain Dew so I don't buy as much. Thankfully I didn't buy that much, but it was just 12 pack of Baja Blast, and I got one out earlier, put it in the cooler to get it cold, and I opened it up and started drinking it, and I said, this tastes funny, must be out of date. Nope, 0 sugar. What? Who would drink such a thing? Anyway, it tasted really weird. I poured it out, and that's that. No soda for me, I suppose. I mean, I'm wise to not drink it as much as possible, but gosh, I wanted one right now. But I got juice to drink, which is what I should be drinking anyway, for vitamins. Try and make sure I'm steering straight here at the same time. So far, so good. Yeah, I don't know how long ago it was, but there was a fire out here. That's why there's no remnants of life in these trees. I think anyway. Yeah, I think a fire killed them all. But I'm not sure. Anyway, some of the trees died out here and some of them got burned down in the fire. Some of them are still alright. Survival of the fittest. That's what that is. Half dead one right there. Another one is still half alive. I did see clouds building over the mountains that way. As you can see, they're a little bit moistury, so I can't mess around too long. It's going to get wet later, probably, around here. This is the kind of road you don't go on when it's wet. You can trust me on that. It might get you stuck. Really, that depends on how much rain has fell. But as of right now, it is a little bit wet down underneath. So what hasn't dried down in the dirt would hold on to what falls onto the dirt. Keep it wet for longer. And it get more saturated in a shorter amount of time. Dirt's a funny thing when it starts getting wet. It has solidity for a certain amount, then all of a sudden it's mush. Nothing like an old fruit punch to be drinking, huh? This road here goes kind of on over under to a connection to the road I was looking at in the last video, if you hadn't seen it yet. Here's the tab for it for the last video. Go back and check it out. That's a fun little drive there through that way I just showed you. It's kind of rough in some spots, but I think some of it's unimproved road and some of it's worse than this, and some of it's been improved. This would just be your normal unimproved area, you know, where it hadn't been fixed for a long time. Yeah, this is not too bad though. It gets once over every so often. And so do a lot of other roads out here in this vacant area. It's all cattle land. As you can see, cattle guards. Oop. The old ranchers, you know, they can kind of let their cows roam out here and they're fine because the temperature's pretty well within what the cow can handle. So that's what this area is good for. To build out here would be foolish, really, because the weather would keep you at bay a lot of the time. Wouldn't be able to go anywhere at certain times of the year. That's out here though, in these mountains. It's a different world here when it comes to crazy weather. The desert, the Southwest, anything like this is going to take you by surprise when the weather gets bad. Or crazy, like heat wave wise. I measured 112 out there in Burl, where I live, 1 year. That's the hottest I've ever seen out there. Boy, it was a crispy, warm day. I could feel it all right. I was inside most of the day with the cooler going on the high speed, you know. But once in a while I went out there and just basked in the heat for a little bit. What an experience. I can't quite describe it in any way because it was such a fulfilling heat. You know, you can't say, oh, it's like being by a really hot fireplace or being in a really hot room. No, it's not. It's different. It's even more unique than the feeling of sitting in a greenhouse that's got, you know, really clear plastic or whatever. But I would actually get quite uncomfortable doing that because the air's not moving around. So, unless there's a fan blowing the air around, you might feel a little too hot in the greenhouse with clear plastic. That's why they don't make them out of clear. It's white, you know, or tan color, I guess is a yellow color, the old ones. That fiberglass stuff they used to use. Yeah. Pretty warm in there, but not too warm, you know. And to cool it down if necessary, just turn the fans up. Mist the plants when necessary. They like that. I like this part of this road particularly. This has a kind of a closed-in, neat hidden valley kind of feel to it, you know? And same with behind us. I'm gonna give you a quick surround view here. This is the only spot this is like this. Yep, might be windy a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, pretty nice, huh? Like a hidden little valley. I hope my hand wasn't in front of the camera too much. I try to hold this thing all right, but out there in the light I can't even see the screen. Anyway, you got the gist of it, I'm sure. More roughage here. Gotta go this way a little bit. It's not terribly bad, it's just a little bit rocky. Just enough to put a hole in the tire if you're going too fast on it. Some rocks will do it, some won't. Even a new tire, I've had it happen to me before. It's not fun. Rips a nice gash in the tire when it happens. But if it's an old tire, it'll just pretty easily make a hole with smaller size rocks going fast enough over them. Little pinhole, kind of with the points of the rock, beats through. Tires are pretty strong until you hit the right rock, or the wrong rock, however you want to look at that. Going a little fast over it, I ripped a 3-inch hole in the tire. That was my first real spiritual awakening experience, because I was learning synchronicity of numbers. You may know something about that, you may not, but in these scribes that people make, some of it's in tarot and other in just things that people have made, they don't really designate them to anything specific, but it's definitely like a spiritual destiny that you can choose. And what it is your spiritual awakening. When you choose it, you find it. You pretty well know it when you want it. And this repeating number on my odometer, oh, no way, is that a 66? Where is it? That says RPM. There it is. Yep, 1866. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? That's synchronicity for you guys. I am meant to teach you right now, those of you who are watching and listening still. You're meant to start your spiritual awakening. I'll put a link down for the scribes that I go to, and you can look at, there's some others. I think even Doreen Virtue may have made some. I'm not sure, I can't remember. But Joan Sacred's scribes is what I've used. When I blew that tire, right where I stopped to assess things, it had a repeating number. Oh, it was so long ago. I think it was 77, but anyway. Right on the odometer. Well, I'm going to start moving here. I happen to have an air pump with me, but I wasn't trying to fix the tire. What I needed the air pump for was to air up the spare tire. But you know how it is when you're spiritual, usually it's like when you're being humanitarian, and a good Samaritan. That's what I was doing. I was helping out some friends, and I borrowed that air pump from my dad. Little 12-volt pump, And just after I helped those friends get their trailer moved after airing tires and things up and doing all that, I decided I was going to go for a nice drive. Because I had just got that 2-wheel drive Jeep at that time. It was a warm winter. It was December, I think. No snow had fallen. So I went out to the West Desert, west of the Great Salt Lake, and started driving around on that West Wendover Road out there. Dark. It was already, after sundown. So at least 7 o'clock p.m. Next thing I go, kaboom! I hear the air going out of the tire. Uh-oh, I said. Yeah, I hit a rock that was stuck in the ground. Like this, with a point. And it's ripped right into the tire. Just like those daggers they got on those no backup areas, you drive through. And just going around a turn like this, and somehow to curl around something else, I went this way and then come back and slid the back a little bit at the same time, and it caught that rock that was further off the road. I was going too fast. Yep. One of them sudden turns you don't see because it's dark, you know, and there's no guide poles out there or any guide reflectors to speak of anyway. So that quick turn came up all of a sudden, and that's all I could do to avoid big kind of lumpy areas on the right, and then I found myself in trouble on the left. But I hoped that I got through there without poking a hole in any of the bigger stuff like you see here. But nope, I hit one of them, and it was a dagger type of rock that was in the ground. It got me. We're going down into the next valley area. So I pumped up that spare tire thinking about that repeating number I'd just seen and all the experiences I'd recently been having that led me up to that moment. And that's when I realized there was something very unique going on that only happens for those who fall into it or decide to walk into it. I've had a lot of interesting experiences that were, you know, near life-ending experiences and awe-inspiring things I've seen, but this awakening has always been the most prominently profound every single day. And surprising and amazing and interesting and not religious. No, not religious. At least not in the terms or ways of man and the ideals of religion. This is a free all kind of thing. You're just doing it your way. Angels aren't too worried about your little things, you know. They do help you improve. But it's not like you got to do it yesterday. It can take years to stop smoking if you want to. It helped me stop drinking. But also my left kidney, I think it is, something swells up down there if I try to drink alcohol anymore. I don't know what happened, but too much soda will do the same thing too. Just swells it right up there on my bottom of my left over my hip. Something there's not happy about. I had alcohol poisoning years ago, and then it didn't affect it right away, but then I drank some bad water, I think it was, and that really made that probably the left kidney, I suppose, I don't know, really made it work hard, really hard. It caused it some damage. Oh man, this is a rough area. Nice drive, huh? I think it's about another 20 minutes or so and be the end of the video, I suppose. But that's hard to judge. I think I'm going to have to put a new gasket on that gas can. I'm smelling the gas again. Oh well. I do have some O-rings somewhere. The rougher part of the road. Always my favorite. Yep. Gotta take it easy through here. You go fast thinking it's alright, and then all of a sudden there's a big dip. Not your good day experience that you're gonna have. Because it might mess up something. Easy. Oh, goodness. I think the rain did a little bit there. Oh, there's a birdie, a couple of birds. What are you guys doing? Come on. They're moving. Hi, sweeties. I love them birds. Well, any birds. You know, I love a lot of animals, but the birds are my favorite. I'm a bird lover. This here goes on over there, and there's a road that kind of goes off out that way, and it also comes back through over here, I do believe, by the next cattle guard. Some rough roads out there where you can head off out that way too. So if you got the side by side or whatever, you can go have a little fun out that way. Just don't do it all here. There's lots of places to mess around. This is just one good spot out right here. But, you know, I mean, it's one of the things you're going to do once in a while, but you're going to end up in other places to play most of the time because they'll be closer and more fun, probably. Depends where you live, I suppose. But if you live around here, I don't always go this way to go playing around because it's so far out here to get to anything that goes anywhere else other than this road. For those that live closer to Enterprise, it's not too far up to here. But on the other hand, there's roads that go out of Enterprise where you can go play around way out if you want to have some real fun. Real fun. Roads that I wouldn't take this Jeep on. Kind of started out on some of them and turned back around, you know. Because you realize, you know, it's just not built for it. It's a regular old four-wheel drive. However, the SUV style of vehicle has surprised me so many times in two-wheel drive. Yes, they have. Doesn't have to be a Jeep, just SUV. So if you see one for sale that you think's in good shape, two-wheel drive, it'll still do you pretty good for a lot of things. And where the four-wheel drive gets stuck, the two-wheel drive will almost get that far. A lot of the time. Yep. I rarely use four-wheel drive in this thing because I just ain't going places where I really need it, you know. But I've had fun with it now that I got it. And I've taken it where the two-wheel drive couldn't go. So, except for a few places I still have yet to check out. I may do a video on those. I don't know. I mean, probably going to be two-handed driving, so probably not. You know, when there are big bumps and rocks and things, you got to traverse around so you don't smash the underbelly somehow. You know, you got to have both hands. That's all there is to it. I can make a video after I get to the high side of those areas and look at all the areas below, you know. I'm gonna go straight this time. Next time, I'll take you guys through that way, coming back from Enterprise, because it's not that far through here. Make a short little video. Today, though, I'm only going into town after this and taking the other road back so that I don't get caught up by the rain. My road that goes into my place is about 5 miles long, and it can't be driven on hardly at all when it's muddy. It's clay dirt along the good part of it. So go, like, think of grease on the ground. Think of driving on that. That's what it's like. So like that old funny cartoon with the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote puts the grease on the ground and goes sliding on it. It's just like that. Dangerous. So I just don't go anywhere when it gets that kind of wetness on it. He must have rolled down the hill recently. The old faithful rock trying to make his way down there. I don't remember if my dad or my mom that said it, but they say, rocks have lives. I think it was my dad. Because they move. Rocks have lives. Just not in the same way that biological life acts. It's more, I don't know if it's the right word, continual? Yeah, it's more continual from one facet of reality to the next. Like when the beginning of the rock's form to the end of its form, when it's finally sand and all of that. Yeah, that's a rock's life. Maybe it does have a spirit, and the spirit's just sitting idle, enjoying the process. Wouldn't that be something, I don't know. I haven't been revealed all the secrets of all them intricacies yet, but I do realize from understanding and hearing and learning. Well, I thought that other road was right here, but I'm sorry guys, maybe we passed it. I don't know. Anyway, I've learned that we've all had multiple lifetimes as different kind of things. Some people have even been in the butterfly kingdom. That's a really special one. You don't get that one and just within 10 years of starting your spiritual life. It takes a long time. But yeah, you get to be a butterfly if you haven't done so. So, yeah, perhaps we're able to be solid objects as well. Very serene kind of life with interesting changes that you don't feel. You just witness. And I suppose all the while you observe it from above, what it is, but you're always there with all of it. So it'd be a multifaceted experience, especially getting closer to the end of it. So the further along it went, the more exciting it would be. You got more and more view of different areas, as the parts and pieces of the material move along, where they go. As a creator and very powerful being, and your God, if you want to call me that, I do believe that it's possible to be that and do it. So it must be possible. Yes, it must be. Especially with what I've seen, the synchronicity and how our angels work with it. Yeah, anything's possible. It very well could be that these clouds have a life force within them for a short time. Just an experience if you want, a couple of days, go have fun. What's it like to be a cloud? Just to be the cloud, Yeah, awe-inspiring, isn't it? This is the beauty of creation, guys. Every one of you humans that are going through this experience as my creation are going to do exactly as I have done, in every way, shape, or form, with your own imagination and your own ideals of what you would like to see in your own universe and worlds and wonderful life forms of all kinds. The spiritual mind is not restricted in any way by the slowdown of the mental body, of the human body. It's slowed down for a reason, so that you have a very unique experience while on the earth. But in the spiritual mind, everything is opened up. You have major abilities to do and create things. But just like being a mechanic, you got to go to school first before you know how to work on the car or build the parts or create them. Yep. This is the school of creation. Letting you know what happens when you get too angry, your creation might crumble or get destroyed. So, first and foremost, though, is a cleanliness to yourself that allows you to channel the powerful energies. Because the energy is not only physical. When you hurt yourself, I guess is a way to put it, I don't know. Is it really hurting yourself if you're all alone and you're the only ones, say, getting drunk like you would with a buddy? Is it hurting anyone else other than yourself? No, but it's hurting yourself, I guess. So what that does is builds up a negative energy that you don't always see or feel or realize. And then when you pass away into your spiritual reality again, like a snap of the fingers, you have that energy with you still. It's not hard to imagine. It's like a magnet. No matter where it goes, it's always got the magnetism. It's stored in there. But the body is different, more like and the spirit is different. More like transferable material. We can transfer data from one thing to another and erase it and put better or different. It's the same way. So when you got the body, it's like you've got to tape in the recorder and you can change it. But when you don't have the body, you just got the tape. Alright? But the tape itself has all the connection to the cosmos and energies of the cosmos, whether there's a universe in it or not. And so if you're able to dump the negative out while you have the body, the tape recorder, so to speak, and then pass from that reality onto the other one, clean and ready, you'll be able to create easily. And you'll have all the knowledge to do so from the life, which is being in the body, the recorder that can push play and stop and record. And the spirit itself, which would be like the tape, so to speak, has special hidden knowledge already within when you go into the life of the earth. And it comes out of you when you learn how to hit play. And shows you special things on this world that are heavenly. Things that you wouldn't realize if you're just always hitting stop to your spiritual self. Okay? Does that make sense? I think it probably does. Also, as you pick up the negative energies, and if you want to erase them away, off of the track, think of it like a multi-level record and pause and erase, Well, if you want to record a new level over the level that was holding negative, you should start doing things that are positive for a while, and all of a sudden those negative energies are erased and they're out of you. Okay? Just do that all the time. Pretty soon that's all you are, is the positive energies. And even in your human form, the spirit, when purified like this, and the body, when purified like this, are able to meld as one, meld together. And so what the body can actually do energetically, it can do with the spiritual power that you have. So if you want to intuitively and energetically send healing energy into a body that needs it, you're full and well capable of doing so when you're purified from the negative of energies. And that will include crappy food too. It won't serve you with positive energy because the body's got to pull up stock, take out positive, and remove the negative with that. Okay, while it's doing all that, spirit and body don't meld so easy. See? And if you can see everything in the terms of energy, like Nikola Tesla said, in such a way, you can understand exactly why it can be blocked by your own actions. Yep. It's like flipping a switch. You may have heard that term before. When it comes to mental or physical changes, it's like flipping a switch. Everything is different. Like when you stop eating ice cream a lot, your health massively improves. Why? Because there's a lot of sugar in ice cream. Your body's not and it doesn't handle it well. Sugar is very sludgy. It doesn't remove too easily. It likes to stick around. So the body's got to work pretty hard to use it up. You don't want to do that. In fact, if you can, depends on your metabolism level. You're better off to eat less than 3 meals a day most of the time because you don't need all those extra calories. It's just more comfortable. Yeah, I get it. But the body doesn't need all that. It's working very hard to process all that extra stuff. 2 meals a day is pretty comfortable and doable. 1, not so comfortable, still doable. I do it. Sometimes I fast for a day or 2 and then go eat another meal for a while every day to keep my weight within 180 or so. Hey cuties, what's up little cow? The little cows are always so cute, aren't they? I don't know why, but baby animals get my heart every time. Anyway, yeah, baby animals are wonderful. The speciality of life itself goes even deeper than what I'm talking about now when it comes to energetic connection. The animals can sense it when you're positively in line with your spiritual and physical self all together, melded together, and they sense how you feel about them because they're always naturally melded together with their spirit. And this is why the being in the animal or the nature kingdom of things as a living life form takes practice to get to, okay? Because that's the only way you can live that way. If you are an unbalanced life form as an animal, you die no matter what. You won't survive. You just simply can't follow your instincts. That's all. Because spiritual understanding is instincts. Literally, it is. That's why animals always seem to know what they're doing. And that should unlock a few mysteries in your brain right now. There's town down there. Another cow. Taking a leak. Ah, that feels good, right? Hi, baby. Enjoying your piss, I hope. I think that was a female. Yeah, yeah. Way the piss was rolling out there. Yeah, them big animals, they can sure lay out a stream. That's where the term pissing like a racehorse came from. That's just something that everybody used to shoot at, I guess. Over the years, people do. I don't know if they do anymore. Probably not so much. It's got so many holes in it now. This is a nice part of the drive that's not so bumpy, and then it gets rough a little bit again, and then it's into a little neighborhood, and that's it, back into town. But I'm not going to record while going through that little neighborhood. There might be kids about, and you never know if one might lose their basketball, so I'd hate to be the guy to run over the kid that's not looking, you know. Gotta have all my attentions focused 100% for that kind of area. And so should any other driver out there, for that matter. Don't make video while holding the camera, driving through any neighborhoods or roads that you might not have enough attention when you need it. Yep. Especially where them kids might be, you know. They don't think about things. They're just going after the basketball, you know. Looks like there's a tarp off to the side on the road there. Oh well, it's all mangled up, wore out. Might have been a tarp. Could have been an old blanket too. Now back to the rough spot. Yep. I'll end the video just about the end of this road down here. Not too much further. So maybe 5 more minutes, I suppose. It's just pretty right here looking down into town. I don't want to end the video just yet. I'll be getting a couple of things at the store, but that'll be just a few things. All I need is a few things right now. I can't believe I forgot the other day. Some taco sauce and spaghetti sauce. Forgot them both. Can't believe it. That's how it goes sometimes, though. Not sure where this road goes. I don't know. I guess I'll try it out someday. Yeah, I've never been that way. Oh, some wheelers coming up. I'm gonna get up off the road here. Hold on a sec. They didn't go up that way, huh? I'll have to check it out someday. That looked like a good, neat little drive up through there. I don't know why I've never done it. Yep, I'll check it out soon enough. Not till next month, but soon. I gotta conserve my money right now. You know how it is. They just got done playing around over here. Right here in this little area. Little bit of refuge. I was thinking back about that spare I had to air up. That was a donut tire. Yeah. Years back. This is one of them donuts. Oh. There wasn't even a speck of air in there. It was completely flat. Just leaked out over time. Yeah. Always check your spare, I suppose. Another cow enjoying some grass. A couple of raindrops. That should be alright though. I'm talking about later on my road. I'm going home. Hey you, you're a cute one too. Look at you. You know it, don't you? Yeah, that one back there, that one knows it's a star. Bumpy bump. Another half a mile, I think. Maybe a quarter mile. Yeah. Right down by that brown house there is where it comes to an end about. Or close to anyway. Yeah, once I get stuff all done, cleaned up at home, I'm going to work on the power box, probably, or the solar. I do got other things to do too, so I haven't decided yet exactly, but I'm gonna have fun or be doing some things, one of the two. It's not like it all has to be done right now. I can vacation for half the summer if I want. That don't mean that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I don't have to be too serious. That's the way I put my life together, and that's the way I like it. You know, I'm not in the best physical shape, so I do what I can. And with attention deficit, life is difficult for me, but that don't mean I can't have fun. Yep. Roughage right here, and then I'm gonna go around the corner and stop the video over here. So I thought you might find it pretty interesting how this road is here, and it was here long before any of these houses were ever here. Kind of, what's up, Fido? rough. So, you know, that's interesting, isn't it? The road still stands. Some places it ain't like this, it's gone. The road got, you know, filled in by something else. This one's still around. Anyway, yep, alrighty. Not too many kids here around here, but there. Up there might be. I'll talk to y'all later. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, hit like and subscribe if you would, please. And I will appreciate it very much. And I'll talk to y'all later. Check out one of them videos at the end there. And I'll talk to you probably in a week or two again. Depends on what I'm doing. Take it easy, you guys. Love y'all. Bye.